Thank you, everybody. I'm Daniel Lurie, the bid chairman for the San Francisco Super Bowl Bid Committee. We are thrilled and excited to announce today that we have raised $30 million in commitments and pledges to bring Super Bowl 50 or 51 to the San Francisco Bay Area. Not only do we have the dollars, but the companies that have stepped forward have also come along board, and we are announcing also that 25% of every dollar raised is going back into our community to those living in poverty here in the Bay Area. So, we have a program to get to, but before we get started, I need to thank a bunch of people, and they're all sitting, but they've been working their tails off over the past 9 months. And I'm going to start with the 49ers who are in: Apple, Boston Consulting Group, Gap, Google, Hewlett-Packard, Intel, Seagate, SF Travel, Value Act Capital, and Yahoo. We also have amazing support from Adobe, Charles Schwab and Company, Gibson Dunn, Virgin America, and a bunch of the media companies in the back have also contributed. And we just delivered this bid package to the NFL owners last week on May 8th. It is the most beautiful thing you've ever seen, and it's all thanks to Goodby Silverstein. And it was put together on an iPad mini, and they got it in their hands, and we've gotten great response. Just to give you a quick timetable of what's happening, next Tuesday, May 21st, we travel to Boston. Our committee will be there in full force, and we have 15 minutes to tell everybody why San Francisco and the Bay Area will be the best place to host Super Bowl 50 or 51, and they will vote that day. So, it gives me great honor and privilege to call up on the stage the man that got me into this mess, Mayor Ed Lee.
Thank you, Daniel. And I know that you mean that in jest, because being in a mess for raising $30 million, 25% of it would go into youth programs for the Bay Area, that's an incredible mess that I join you in. I want to thank former Mayor Willie Brown. He's been a big cheerleader on this. Thank you, Willie, for being here. Board President David Chu and Supervisor Mark Farrell, thank you for your comradeship. But I also want to add my thanks to the entire committee. This is such an incredible reflection of our values. When we take a worldwide event, a sport that we all love, that we have been both anguishing and celebrating for many, many years, and going after this Super Bowl 50 or 51 in the way in which we've done it, Daniel, with your leadership and the committee's leadership, has been respectful. It has been reflective of our values. And I want to be, first and foremost, to thank you, to thank the corporations that have joined you in this wonderful way of going about hosting a Super Bowl. And I know that the NFL owners are going to be extremely appreciative of this bid package. We take nothing for granted. We don't care what had happened back there in Miami. We know that what we put together with the cooperation of Mayor Matthews, the cooperation of Mayor Chuck Reed, the whole region, and the reason why we're here today at the foot of the Market Street Embarcadero is this is where it begins happening. This is where the NFL experience starts happening in our ferry building and our plaza, and it works its way up Market Street all the way to Moscone Center, where we anticipate that playful experience for all the kids and families will be hosted by our great Moscone Center. You know, I celebrated yesterday with my daughters being in town, and I bought them both Apple Mini iPads in celebration that I know this is just the technology center that's going on in the city, but we welcome this whole effort that's going on to use the sports games and the technology collaboration that's going on. And we also I want to make sure that our hospitality leads the effort of filling every hotel and every restaurant between here and San Jose, and to give people that excitement that we know will be the really foundation for Super Bowl 50 or 51. Obviously, we're excited that we could have this chance to go after Super Bowl 50. That's such an incredible mark in the history of the National Football League. But it is also an event that we know we'll be ready to host in the right spirit. We're taking care of issues of transportation and public safety. I know the chief's here with all of our corporate community. We are ready to host this event, and to signal that the philanthropic goals will lead this effort is an incredible, happy moment for us. And, you know, I have to say, I did not, Daniel, anticipate we would be there so fast and so quickly. But when people are getting excited, whether it's the Warriors, the Niners, the Giants, the Sharks, I mean, we have so much to celebrate. Even Tiger Woods came out and celebrated yesterday. That sports does what it does for all of us, whether we're the child in us or adults. It inspires us. And it inspires us to then share and make sure that future generations of kids and families will take this opportunity with our corporate citizens to enjoy this wonderful event. So thank you very much, Daniel, for your leadership, for all the corporate communities for putting this together, for all of the entities in the city to work very closely together to host the safest, the best, the most celebratory Super Bowl that they'll ever have. And when we do this and break the opening of this first Super Bowl, there'll be many more opportunities to come to in front of us as we keep this whole family of corporations together in a focus that they've enjoyed meeting with. So thank you very much. Appreciate your leadership.
All right, so the next speaker needs no introduction, so I'm going to take a moment and introduce the rest of the committee. Pat Gallagher has been unbelievable as our development chair. Thank you, Pat. Joe D'Alessandro of SF Travel has been incredible from day one. John Goldman, amazing. Thank you for everything. Chris Kelly, Jim Wonderman from the Bay Area Council, thank you. Mary Murphy from Gibson Dunn. Michael Lynch, thank you. Neil Duffy, thank you. Charlotte Schultz, also the first person I went and spoke to about this, thank you. Robert Mailer Anderson is also here. And now, one of our biggest cheerleaders, Mayor Willie Brown.
I am, of course, very delighted to be a part of the effort to make sure that San Francisco is selected for either 50 or 51, preferably 50. Nothing, however, impressed me more than what I just heard when young Mr. Lurie, recruited by our good mayor, stood here and said 25% of all of what's been raised, Brother Gallagher and the rest of you, is going to remain in the community in the Bay Area for people who are in need. That 25% translates into $8 million, not previously available, obviously greatly in need, based upon all the numbers that we see. And to have that happen around an event as significant as the Super Bowl is and will be, and as the mayor said, it is just the threshold on which we will continue to expand on a cooperative basis throughout the Bay Area. When the Bay Area moves collectively together, I would guess that there's no other region in this nation that can change so many minds and so many souls. The width and breadth of what we have in terms of resources and in terms of talent and in terms of location. And obviously, as my late friend Herb Cain said, if you can't make heaven, San Francisco is your preference. And clearly, the rest of the world sees it that way. So, Mr. Mayor, I congratulate you on your wisdom of bringing young Mr. Lurie aboard. Young Mr. Lurie, you've assembled a fabulous team. You've allowed all of us to be a part of that, and your commitment and your mission to improving the lives of people in this region through all of the techniques that are readily available, including Super Bowl 50 or 51, is a good thing. We're going to have a ball. There is no way this package isn't going to be approved by those owners in Boston. Believe me, I've spoken to a couple of my friends.
I asked him not to raise expectations. We have some of the best companies in the world behind this bid, and one of those iconic tech companies is Hewlett-Packard. Todd Bradley is the executive vice president of Hewlett-Packard, and he is here representing all of these companies that have come together in supporting us. And Todd, thank you for your company's generosity, and thank you for your commitment to this cause.
Thanks, Daniel. I'm not sure what could be a larger challenge than following the mayor to speak, but I'll do my best. But you know, Bill and Dave documented HP's first set of corporate objectives. They called out the need to make a contribution to the communities in which we operate, where our employees and our customers and our partners live and work. And the company that they founded 75 years ago, in that time, has made a great number of contributions, a great number of commitments, and frankly, a great commitment of money and passion to this community. You know, the opportunity to help bring the Super Bowl back to the Bay Area after a 30-year hiatus is really something special, and something that everyone at HP is very, very proud to work on. But clearly we're not alone. You know, we're joining an all-star team of Silicon Valley and Bay Area companies who share the same sense of history and sense of purpose. Google, Intel, Seagate, Yahoo, all companies whose own history is woven into the fabric of our community. Of all the sports metaphors that have entered our lexicon, I don't think any is greater than the Super Bowl. It stands for the ultimate in competition. It's the most watched single event in the world. The game, and in fact the host city itself, embody all that is great about this event. Because as much as it's a 6-minute competition, it's also a platform that reaches of millions of people and has the power to change lives. It can lift people up and give them the opportunity. And to this end, we're proud to join forces to make Super Bowl 50 the most philanthropic ever, with 25% of all fundraising dollars going to improve the lives of children living in poverty in our community. We'll give untold thousands of children the chance to stand on their own feet, to compete, and to win. So I know I speak for all my colleagues when I tell you how much we look forward to working on Super Bowl 50, to bring it home to the Bay Area where it belongs and in 2016. And if in doing so, we can provide a certain home field advantage, well, I'm fine with that too. Thank you very much.
So I left one person off. Jeff Ubben from Value Act has been an incredible committee member as well. Jeff, thank you. So when we talked to Mayor Lee, we also knew we needed an ally on the Board of Supervisors, and Mark Farrell stepped up and has been an incredible supporter from day one. Mark, thank you very much.
Thanks, Daniel. I have to tell you, as a kid who grew up watching the 49ers at Candlestick with my parents, you would have never told me and convinced me at the time that I'd be sitting here speaking at a press conference with two mayors and the gold rush right behind me at the same time. You know, it's amazing to me how far this Super Bowl Big Committee has come under Daniel's leadership, and not only the committee itself, who's done such an amazing job, But the fact that we are here today where we are, having raised $30 million, committing so much to the impoverished here in our Bay Area, I think it speaks volumes about the leadership of two people, truly, and that's Mayor Ed Lee and Daniel Lurie. Thank you so much to both of you. And I think from my perspective on the Board of Supervisors, this bid and where we are today speaks to two things in particular. One, our continued commitment in San Francisco and the Bay Area to those who are less fortunate. This, as Mayor Brown indicated, is historic in terms of the money that has already been raised, but where all future money will also go to. But I think as important as well, it speaks to our changing relationship with our business community here in San Francisco and the Bay Area. We are together now partners going forward. Businesses that are employers and put our people to work here in San Francisco. As Mayor Lee has noted in the last few days, our unemployment is one of the lowest in the state of California and nationally here in San Francisco. But also to the fact that we view this as a long-term partnership, and when we open our doors and view them as partners, they come back and pay us back in spades as a community. So we're grateful for our corporate sponsors as well. Thank you so much for your commitment. And I look forward in terms of the Board of Supervisors. It's been an honor being on the Super Bowl bid committee, but working to make sure that this is one of the best events the Super Bowl has ever seen. Thank you.
And the president of the Board of Supervisors, David Chu.
Good afternoon. First of all, I apologize for being late. I was rushing from the airport because at 4 a.m. this morning, I was in the city of Boston, where my public reason for being there was to wish my mother Happy Mother's Day, but the private reason for being there was, as Mayor Brown alluded to, I was talking to a couple of friends to just seed the work to make sure that Boston makes the right decision very, very soon. And what I've told folks about why we should win the bid is San Francisco and the San Francisco Bay Area, we are experiencing a season of sports magic. Over the past year, we've won our second World Series. We are hosting the America's Cup. We're in the playoffs for the NBA championship. We were just in the Super Bowl ourselves. And this is magic that we need to take. I know I see a couple folks who are reacting to being in the Super Bowl. Sorry about that. But we are in a magical moment for San Francisco Bay Area sports history. And I think it is so appropriate that we have come together. And I want to thank the folks who really helped to make this magic come together. Thank you to Daniel. Thank you to our mayor and to my colleague, Supervisor Farrell. Thank you to all of you. We are the city that knows how to throw on a great sporting event. We are the city that knows how to party. We're the city that knows how to entertain millions from around the world. And I look forward with every person here to welcoming the diversity of the world to partying with the diversity of the San Francisco Bay Area. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. So I want to thank Martha Cohen and the mayor's office for putting this on, Hartman and E2K, the flag guys from the Niners, the Gold Rush girls from the Niners. And this doesn't just happen. I know Tony in the mayor's office and Nate and PJ, our PR team, has been incredible from day one. Thank you both for doing all this. So, and Chris, you could have taken a seat. I called you out before, but you can stand. You can stand. I just want to let everybody know how grateful we are. We are going to Boston. We are going to put our best foot forward, and we are going to bring back Super Bowl 50 or 51 to the Bay Area, and we are excited and proud to represent this region. Thank you for the opportunity, and have a great day.